Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Peaches and Power Bombs. I am your host, Majestic Marie. And right now, it is just me, but Alora is hoping that she will make it in no time and we can get down to business. But the show must go on. So here I am, trying to get through this as much as I can. It's been a trying couple weeks, but you guys already know that. So thank you so much for joining me here this evening. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and y'all know the drill. Y'all know the business. Make sure that you follow us on Peaches and Power Bombs on Facebook, Instagram, um, and Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe. Make sure you tell your friends about us here too. And we are looking to get 1,000 followers on Facebook. We're not that many away, so make sure that you guys tell your friends about us as well. Give us a nice little share. And before we get into the show, I'm going to let the Briscoe brothers get us hyped up.
Ain't no way, chick. Ain't ready. There ain't no way, man. Ain't ready. Ain't no way y'all could possibly be ready.
You can say you're ready as many times as you want.
That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Y'all boys ain't ready.
There's no way, man. Talking about they anxious. You hear him, chick?
Hey,
somebody losing sleep.
They losing sleep, baby. Man, I've been getting the best sleep of my life.
I've been snoring, baby. I've been snoring.
Dreaming about this ass.
Yep, so here we go. We do have somebody here with us already. Christine is here, and she says, "Hey, kiddo, how you doing?" I am hanging in there. We are trying our best to get through this as well as possible, and hopefully, Alora will be back as soon as she can be to be on the show with us. Let me check something real quick. Okay, all right, we're good. All right, guys. So. La-ti-da. Yes. All right. So we're going to do things a little bit backwards right now. We were going to talk about WWE stuff and post WrestleMania storylines getting underway, but I'm going to try to save that for Alora as much as possible. So let us go ahead and talk about the AEW side of things. She's not able to keep up with it as much, so she told me to go ahead and start with that. So we have a pay-per-view coming up this weekend on Sunday, April the 21st. They will be in St. Louis, Missouri for AEW Dynasty. And on paper, it looks like a pretty great card, and I'm excited about the pay-per-view. But with the shenanigans that they pulled last week with the CM Punk footage and all of that mess, it just feels like it drug them down a lot. I don't know. It feels a little weary. It doesn't feel like the same company it did a couple years ago. Especially when they first started back in 2019, it felt like a fresh, brand new company. Everybody was excited about, another wrestling company on television that we could all get behind and be excited about. And certain decisions have been made since then that I don't necessarily agree with, and it's probably rubbed some people the wrong way. And it feels a little bit of a downer. But however, I'm going to say that I don't agree with what they did, but I still want to support the talent that works at AEW because it's not their fault. They didn't make the decision to run that footage, right? They had no control over that whatsoever. That was their boss. So I am going to continue to support the AEW talent and watch for their sake because they're still working and they're still trying to appeal to an audience and put their best foot forward. So therefore I am too. So let's talk about AEW Dynasty. I'm gonna go over each match one by one, and we'll talk about the pay-per-view coming up. It looks pretty good on paper, I must say. First of all, before I get into that, I'm going to say that there were some reports about MJF. They're saying that he has not come in and talked to anybody, and he's still nursing injuries at home and resting up. So if that's the case, all well with MJF if he's still nursing some injuries, and hope he heals quickly. Who knows? They might have just put that out there to swerve us, pun intended. We don't know what's going to happen with MJF in the coming weeks or months. So hopefully, our guy MJF will be back before you know it. Hopefully there's nothing too serious going on with them. I'm pretty excited to see him back. So yeah, it just seems odd. Well, not odd, but just looking, the Dynasty colors, the colors that they're using for this pay-per-view, it just screams MJF. So I don't know if we'll see him, but I hope so. I've missed MJF. He's sorely missed, sorely needed on the show. So I'm pretty excited to hopefully get to see him back sometime soon. So all right, let's see. What do we have in the comments? Christine saying there is a ton of good talent in AEW. Yes, there is. And my good friend who always, I'm going to call you Romero. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't want to mess up your first name. So therefore, I'm just going to call you Romero. And he says, hello. I love it when Jax. My good friend Jax is here. I love that dude. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been on one of my streams before, so I'm excited that you're here. He's a Wrestling Inc. buddy, so I'm excited that he's here. All right, so y'all are here for AEW Dynasty predictions, not about me running my mouth. So let's go. All right, so first of all, I'm pretty excited about this. Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay on this match. I did not see the Will Ospreay promo that everybody is talking about. Apparently, he took shots at Triple H and him, being with the boss's daughter and all of that mess, but blah, 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 blah. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. I don't know because I didn't see it. So therefore, I have no comments on that promo. But beforehand, I have seen his promos. I got to see one of them in person at Collision back in March. And, he came out to confront Bryan Danielson. And that just blew my mind that I got to see those two people together in the ring. It was exciting to see Will Ospreay in person for the very first time. So I am excited for this match. I don't know exactly who you would have. Well, probably Will Ospreay. I'm guessing you're having your brand new talent that you're trying to push, that you're showcasing every week. Come inside. I'm guessing that Bryan Danielson is not Bryan Danielson. I'm sure that Will Ospreay is the way to go. But of course, Bryan Danielson is amazing, and I doubt if he'll look bad in this. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot of people have been beating Bryan Danielson recently. Eddie Kingston beat him twice, and so on and so forth. He doesn't have a very good pay-per-view track record, so we will just have to wait and see what happens in this match. But whether it goes in Danielson's favor or it goes in Will Ospreay's favor, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun to see these two finally meet up. I know people have been biting, clawing, and just foaming at the mouth for that match to happen. So we will just have to wait and see. What do we have here? He says, I understand. My good friend Brino is here. I love you, dude. I'm so happy. I get to meet you in June, and I'm excited about that. We'll have to do some interviews for the page. My good friend John via My Music Corners here, and he says, I'm hoping you're doing good, sister. I am hanging in there with all of my insanity going on, but we're hanging in there. Okay, next up. Let us talk about, let me see. Let's talk about the TBS championship that's on the line. Julia Hart, the champion, versus Willow Nightingale. I know lately they have been kind of hinting at a Willow Nightingale heel turn. I don't think that that hasn't happened yet because she's teaming up with Adam Copeland, aka Edge, tomorrow night on Dynamite. So no, she hasn't done that yet. This match will be interesting. Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart. If it were up to me, I would put Willow over because they're kind of they're playing with stuff here. With Mercedes Moné, I know she got attacked in her Mercedes got attacked in her latest interview last week, and we don't know who did that. Maybe it was Willow. I don't know. Probably Julia Hart. I didn't get to see that part. I just heard about it. So if they showed their face, sorry. But yeah, you can do a lot with Willow as the champion. I'm guessing you could still probably do things with Julia Hart too. Julia Hart had a fantastic 2023 year. She was somebody who really broke out last year and made a good showing for herself. She did the best that she could with what she had. One of the best things that they ever did for that girl was put her with the House of Black. Got her out of the rah-rah cheerleader shtick that was doing nothing for her, and giving her a little bit of a personality and putting her with the House of Black was absolutely fantastic. I'm happy that they did that, and she's been doing really good work since then. Match with Willow will be good. I would have Willow go over in this, but you never know what they have in mind. AEW, they are more unpredictable than they are predictable. Let's put it that way. So we'll see what you guys think. How are they going to turn her into a heel? I can't see it. I know, I can't either. She's just so likable and so bubbly and so charismatic. I have no idea how that girl could be a heel, but you never know. You never know. We never thought that Hulk Hogan would be a heel either, and they made that definitely work. Hello, Erica. Nice to see you. Romero says, Willow Nightingale wins, setting up the match against Mercedes Moné. I've noticed that Chris Statlander stand in front of Mercedes' locker room during her interview. Very interesting. They have also been hinting at a Chris Statlander heel turn, which I see more than Willow. But like I said, you never know. You never know. And Christine is saying that Julia Hart attacked Moné. She very well could have. And Erica is asking how I'm doing. I am hanging in there and doing as well as I can. I really don't have much to complain about. So thank you for asking. Let me do a water check. All right. Wet the whistle a little bit there. I'm doing all the talking right now. So no, we have not. We're going to get into that in just a few minutes. But because we just talked about Willow Nightingale, she has a very interesting tag team partner come on Wednesday, which I will talk more about tomorrow on the tailgate party when we preview Dynamite's show tomorrow afternoon. So I won't get into that very much, but I will use it as a segue to talk about the 6-man tag team match that is supposed to go down at Dynasty. And as always, it has my boy in it, so I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Adam Copeland, Mark Briscoe, our new Ring of Honor World Champion, Mark Briscoe, by the way, and my very favorite of all time, Eddie Kingston, gotta love him, versus the House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. And I'm always excited. I'm always excited about Eddie Kingston. Whatever match he's in, I'm always excited about it. Always happy to see him go in there and do his thing. But I'm really excited that he gets to tag with Mark Briscoe and Edge. Not sure if we've ever seen him and Edge together before. So this is a new thing, and I'm so excited for this match. I can't tell you. As far as who should win, it depends on what they're wanting to do. If this is just a one and done type thing, you know what? Okay, if this is a one and done type thing, I would probably have the House of Black go over the other three. And I hate to say that because Eddie Kingston should win every match he's in my opinion. But, taking my emotions out of this, maybe have the House of Black win, and then that could set up maybe a TNT championship match between Malachi Black and Adam Copeland at Double or Nothing or something for a later date. It depends. Is that what they're doing? Then I would have, House of Black go over. If not, if it's a one and done type thing, I would have the good guys win. Mark Briscoe has been battling these guys, the House of Black, for months now. The House of Black has been a thorn in his side on Rampage, on Collision, and all of those shows. I know the Collision show that I was at, the main event was Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal, and one other person. No, it was Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal versus Malachi Black and Brody King in a it was in like a street fight type match. No, yes, it was. It was a street fight. No, it was a table match. It was a table match, and Mark Briscoe went through the table, and he lost. He lost that match, and he's been losing all of these matches against the House of Black for months. So if you take the other two out of the equation and just focus on Mark Briscoe needs his revenge. He needs to settle the score with House of Black once and for all, to me. So with just that in mind, I would have, also the good guys winning this match. But it just depends on what they're doing. If it's a one and done, the good guys win. If they're planning on setting something up in the future with title matches with Edge or even Mark Briscoe, who now is, the Ring of Honor World Champion, I would have the House of Black win. With Eddie Kingston, he had something going on. Him and Ortiz were fighting against the House of Black as well, like a year ago. And then it was just all of a sudden dropped. So he has history with these three guys too. And so, everybody has beef with the House of Black. So it all does make sense. Just looking forward to it. It could go either way. And, with either way, I can see the logic in it. But if you take the logic out and you just go on emotions, I want Eddie Kingston to win everything because you guys know where you're at. Welcome to Peaches and Power Bombs, the most biased podcast you can find. If you hear this recording, that means our host is talking about Eddie Kingston. She loves him and she's not afraid to say so. Now, carry on. There you go. It's Peaches and Power Bombs. We love Eddie Kingston here. Therefore, he has to win everything. But, okay, so we talked about that match. What is next? Okay, this just got set up on Collision, I believe, the AEW International Championship. I'm going to be honest, guys. I kind of forgot that Roderick Strong had this title. I thought Orange Cassidy still did until I saw all the footage coming out from Collision last week with Roderick Strong attacking Kyle O'Reilly. So this is our match coming up for the pay-per-view between these two. There is a whole lot of history, of course, between Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. They used to be on the same side. Here in AEW, I think, and also in WWE and NXT. They were in the Undisputed Era with Adam Cole and Bobby Fish as well. So there's a whole lot of history playing into this, and I'll be excited for this match, for the pure match ability. And of course, there's story in there too. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see Kyle O'Reilly wrestle after being, having to be away for so long. He was on the injured list for quite some time. So I am very, very excited to see Kyle O'Reilly come back and be featured on the pay-per-view and to face his old tag team partner in Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship. And I'm sure this all plays in with Adam Cole at some point in some way too. I just haven't seen anything about that, but I haven't watched Collision in a few weeks, so I didn't get to see if Adam Cole is playing into this at all. I know that Wardlow has been attacking Kyle O'Reilly and things like that, but as far as Adam Cole himself, I have no idea. But it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a really good match, and I'm excited about it. And let me see what you guys think. I said Orange Cassidy and Ray Dean I say Orange Cassidy, and then I say Adam Cole, and then, my friend Ray All Day comes up and he says, "Hello, Adam Cole is king. How predictable, the heel turn on Sammy. Orange is 5. Wow, he lost like 6 pounds since the last time we talked. A couple weeks ago, you said he was 11 pounds, and he's lost some weight. My goodness. And Swerve has to win. Yes, we will talk about all of that pretty soon. We were just talking about Adam Cole, actually. So just for you, Ray All Day, we will play the clip. Exciting stuff. Okay, talking about a fun match that I wasn't, that I'm excited about. We have the AEW Continental Championship on the line. That wascally wabbit Okada is putting his title on the line against Pac. Of course, Pac made his comeback at Revolution, or he showed a video package anyway, broadcasting his return, and then he showed up on Collision the week after that, which is the one I was at, by the way. If I haven't mentioned that, la 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 la. But yeah, Okada versus Pac. They've been building towards this for a couple weeks now. I don't see Okada dropping this title anytime soon. They're going to shoot him into outer space. They're putting the rocket on this guy. He's formed alliances with the Young Bucks, and he's going to be featured, and he's probably going to have this championship for a long time. I will say that I don't like how Eddie Kingston just let it go. He was just like, "Oh, Okada beat me. See you later. I'm going to go fight these, House of Black guys, because I can." So I was a little miffed about that he's not more miffed, that his character, Eddie Kingston, is not more miffed at Okada for taking away his title. But it is what it is, and things happen on AEW that don't always make sense, as we saw last week. So there you go. But the match itself, Okada versus Pac, will be a lot of fun to watch, and I'm excited to see it. All right, someone mentioned FTR's match just a while ago. Erica is asking, did I watch this past Wednesday Dynamite? I have to know your opinion on something about that. I'm guessing you're asking my opinion on the CM Punk footage. I'm guessing that's what you're asking about, which I'll kind of use as a segue to talk about the AEW World Tag Team Championship, Young Bucks versus FTR in a ladder match. I'm going to say that I don't blame the Young Bucks for all of that stuff. Rumor has it that they were against showing the footage and against using it, but Tony decided to do it anyway, so therefore they had to do it. Because, it's not their television show, all in all. It really isn't. It's Tony Khan's. And then afterwards, after they showed this footage, FTR comes out there, and they are trying to, use it the best way they can in a storyline against the Young Bucks. They're asking, why did you show this footage and all this other kind of stuff? And the Young Bucks are saying because of this incident that they showed on the tape, then they were distracted from their match with FTR. And so that's how FTR were able to win their match at Wembley last year in London. So they're trying their best to work with what this rotten egg that Tony Khan has given them. So I'm going to give all the credit in the world to the Young Bucks. I can't believe I said that because I'm not a Young Bucks fan at the least. But I'm going to give where credit is due, and I'm going to give the credit to the Young Bucks and to FTR for trying to make a stinker of a situation, trying to make it work. So kudos to those guys. And this match is going to be enjoyable. And I hope that they can move away from the really bad decisions that they decided to make last week in showing that footage, because it really didn't do anybody any good. I have no problem with Tony Khan releasing the footage that they did. The part that I didn't like is where he did it at. I don't think that he should have done it on his program, not on his program. That doesn't sell a match. It doesn't sell a pay-per-view, and it just makes you look really bad. Now, if you want to rebuttal against CM Punk's interview that he had with Ariel Helwani, then rebuttal on the same platform that CM Punk addressed the issues on. So go on a podcast, go on Ariel Helwani's show and say, that's not what happened. This is what happened. Here's the footage. Whatever it is that you want, the point that you're trying to prove was showing the footage. Do it in a different way. Do it on a different platform. Release it onto your social media platforms. Do it that way. Link it to TMZ, or go on a podcast like Ariel Helwani or Busted Open or whatever kind of other podcasts that people like to go on. Chris Van Vliet, I don't know. Go on one of those podcasts and really and talk about it there. Don't talk about it on your show where you're trying to get people to buy tickets, get invested in characters, and sell your product. Don't do it there. That's not the right time. That's not the right place. But it's not FTR's decision, and it's not the Young Bucks' decision. They were told to do this, so they tried whatever way they could in order to use that bad decision to sell their match at Dynasty. And kudos to them for that. All right, I have some comments. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, the FTR promo. Yeah, it was good. It was good. FTR is my favorite tag team of all time. I love them to death, and I'm excited about it. I'm always excited to see them and whatever it is that they're doing. Christine says, I'm finding more and more that there are more guys I don't like than I do like. Makes me sad. And Miss Rhonda says she loves the Young Bucks, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not. I don't like the Young Bucks, but that's okay. They're just not my flavor, and they're Miss Rhonda's flavor, and that's perfectly fine. She says she will finally get to see the Young Bucks wrestle live. I'm so excited. That is really exciting. I am so happy for you that you get to see somebody that you like. And right about the footage. We have some more wrestling trivia for us, brought to by Mr. Shane. And he said, did you know that Jackie Fargo had a brother named Don House Fargo? And his gimmick was he was in a mental hospital in North Carolina. And when Jackie would get into trouble, he would go check his brother out. His brother would beat Jackie up more than the opponents. That's really funny. Christine says, can Triple H intercede in what's going on with AEW and help correct the problems, or does Triple H have no... He has no control over AEW. AEW is a completely separate company from WWE. They are not under the same umbrella. They don't have the same... AEW is owned by Tony Khan and his family, and WWE is owned by Endeavor and is ran by Nick Khan and Triple H. So... is Dax and Cash going to be 3-time champions? FTR is my favorite, so of course I want them to win. But realistically and logically, the Young Bucks are down, and going up against FTR, I think they're down by a match or two. So I can probably see the Young Bucks actually winning the titles, and that would just feed into their heel persona even more as these overbearing EVPs that just want to rule over, rule over the backstage and make everybody's make it difficult on everybody backstage in their work environment. So I can see them getting the titles to help boost that. And I don't know who you would have coming up out of the ranks to finally knock them down. I don't know if it would be FTR. I'm always for FTR winning the titles, but I think right now, it would be better if the Young Bucks won. When you have a heel champion and you have people chasing after you, I think that makes it more interesting. But personally, I want FTR to win. That's okay, Christine, and I'm with you. I want FTR to win too. That's great. We're on the same page there. Love FTR. Okay. Next match we can talk about is the AEW Women's World Championship. Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa. I have to say that I've already said that I have not seen much of of Collision and Thunder Rosa and things like that. So I didn't know that Thunder Rosa was actually the one who was challenging Tony Storm. But that's interesting. I know she was involved in this storyline because she had been tag teaming with Deonna Purrazzo and, encountering them from time to time against, Tony and Mariah May. And this match is going to be good. I am a big fan of both of these ladies. I love Thunder Rosa. I was sad when she had to vacate the women's championship a couple years ago. But I'm excited that she's back, and I'm excited that she's back in the title picture. Toni Storm has the best wrestling gimmick right now. She has just been so fun to watch. And since we're talking about Toni Storm, we're just gonna play it because it's just so fun.
Say, chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. Oh, come on!
Watch for the shoe. So fun. So fun. Okay, I had to check something real quick. I'm sorry. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I would probably have Toni retain. But I'm not sure what the direction is at the moment. But Toni Storm is on fire, and I wouldn't quite put that out yet. So I would probably have her retain. Did I see? No, Shane, I had no idea. I didn't know he could start his own wrestling company while he's contracted to another wrestling company. I would think that would be in the contract that, thou shalt not start another wrestling company while you work here, but, you never know. Julian is here. Hello, Julian. And he says he wants the Young Bucks to win. Okay, that's fine. And Alma's here, and she says, how are you doing? I'm doing good, resting up. Ate some dinner. Cheeseburger and steak fries. That sounds good. And got some love for some Toni Storm. Yes, she's been absolutely fantastic. I love her. I love her to death. So yeah, I would probably have Toni Storm win, but you never know. If Thunder Rosa does take the title off of her, I would not be upset about that either because I like her. I like her too. So let's move on. Last, but certainly not least, we have the AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe, my champion, your champion, Samoa Joe, the real Samoa Joe, just kidding, versus Swerve Strickland. I will say I liked Samoa Joe and Dustin Rhodes' match last week. I saw clips of that. It was a really good match. I've loved their Swerve and Samoa Joe's interactions through this whole thing. And if I were a betting person, which I'm not, I would say that Samoa Joe will probably be looking strong tomorrow on the show, leading up to Swerve finally getting his moment and winning the AEW World Championship. I think it's time. Last pay-per-view was Revolution, and that was all about Sting's last match. So in order for Sting to get the spotlight and the recognition that he deserved in his very last match, someone else had to make some sacrifices. and it wasn't quite time yet for Swerve. So Samoa Joe retained the title after winning it off of MJF back at World's End. Well, all of that is over now, and I think it is time. It is very much time for Swerve to have his moment and to win the AEW World Championship.
Well, Seattle is Swerve's house, but by the looks of it, Prince Nana trying to steal all of his heat. Look at that, you've had your 15 minutes of fame. Being an internet...
Had to bring up the Prince Nana dance. It's too good. So yeah, I think Swerve is going to win. I think we're going to have a new champion. I don't know who would be his challenger after maybe a little some more stuff with Samoa Joe, but it's going to be exciting. I'm excited about that match. I'm excited for Swerve. I hope he becomes champion, and he will be the first black champion in the first black world champion in AEW. So that's exciting. Only one person can be the first, and he would be it. And I think he is the best choice. And it's just going to be a fun match. Shane says, if I were booking AEW, I would have the scapegoat, Jack Perry, interfere in the main event and cause chaos in AEW. What a storyline that would be. Shane, my dear, lovely friend Shane, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. I don't want to see Jack Perry back, but I know they're working towards that, and that's fine. But you know, I don't want to see him back. But if you're going to bring him back, don't do it during the World Championship. It's Swerve's time. I would 100% I would not be excited about that at all if he interfered in that. Now, if he interfered somewhere else, then that's fine. Whatever. You know, that's your choice. But not during the World Championship match. No. I wouldn't do that. Oh, my friend Tim is here, and I have not read his comment yet, but I hope it's not going to set this place on fire. He says, I hope Swerve gets the belt. It'll make much sweeter when he ultimately goes back to the WWE. Oh man, you're trying to make people set my podcast on fire there, Tim, aren't you? Gotta love it. But anyway, I'm excited about Swerve, and I hope he becomes the world champion on Sunday. All right. Well, that is AEW, guys. Let me see my messages if Alora is coming back around. I don't see her, so I don't know. All right. Yes, I love you too. Thank you. Tim, if you want, I can send you a link if you want to hop on and talk some WWE if you want. Just let me know, and I'll send you a link if you'd like. Okay. Let's hop along over to the WWE side of things now. Get excited. We are in post WrestleMania season. They are making it very, very clear that it's a new era. It is the Paul Levesque era. It's the Triple H era. It's the Renaissance era. Whatever kind of era you want to call it, whatever the name is, it's new. Out with the old, perverted old men and in with the new. And we're turning over a new leaf. And therefore, we've got new tag team titles on Monday Night Raw. They are no longer called the Raw Tag titles. They are called the World Tag Team titles that belong to The Miz and R-Truth. And they have new title belts. And I see already, just right on time, people saying, okay, it's time to move on. R-Truth got his moment at WrestleMania, and that's all exciting, rah, rah, and we shouldn't be pushing The Miz in 2024, rah, rah. We have to move on to somebody else. And so, therefore, we're already turning on the people that we were cheering for just a week ago.
Fickle. They're fickle.
Fickle, fickle fans. I don't know why we have to turn on people on a blink of an eye like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm excited. I'm happy for R-Truth and The Miz to be tag team champions. And the comedic aspect of R-Truth, I know some people don't like comedy in wrestling. And most of the time, if it's too much, I can see how it can be a little bit ick. But R-Truth is not ick. It's perfect. And it's so funny. It's genuinely funny. That how can you not enjoy that? How can you not cheer that guy on? Last week when he crashed the celebration of Damian Priest by putting his title up there and going, "Yay, I'm part of the Judgment Day too." And then this past week, last night when he calls Triple H Tommaso Ciampa, it's so small and so little, and these little comments and these little things that he does, it's so perfect. I love R-Truth. I love his style of comedy in wrestling. It's perfection, and I don't think anybody else has ever done comedy in wrestling like R-Truth and been as successful at it. It's just it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I love him to death. All right, let me see what you guys think. Shane says the tag titles are ugly. If you look at them, they look like a pepperoni pizza. That's funny, but they looked much. While they're not my favorite titles, they do look better than the ones that they had before. The red belt with the dime. I didn't like the dime belts. R-Truth is just too much. Did you see it last night? Yes, he called Triple H Tommaso Ciampa. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I can't have too much R-Truth. It's too great. All right, so they got new title belts, and I can see why some people don't like it. They're not my favorite either, but they are and they're okay. I'm back. Okay, my Wi-Fi is not stable. Okay, there it goes. It's coming back. Well, we introduced new tag team titles. Someone had to let go of theirs, and I posted on the page yesterday of a rumor report from PWI Insider. And shout out to Mike Johnson of PWI Insider. He has been one of the most consistent wrestling reporters in the past 20, 25 years. He is always reliable. He always does really great work. And I'm going to give that man his flowers. He does a lot of work in media, so he he doesn't report on anything that he can't confirm by more than one source. So, giving him his flowers. So the report was that Rhea Ripley suffered an injury in last week's beatdown backstage attack by Liv Morgan, and that unfortunately was true. I think something happened with her shoulder, and so she had to vacate the women's championship, which I'm going to say and be very real with you guys that Rhea Ripley, yes, she got hurt. However, if everything goes right, Rhea Ripley will only be out of action for a total of 3 months. While that seems like a long time, in recent history, we have had champions disappear for just as long or longer. Roman Reigns only defended his championship 8 times last year. In the year of 2023. 8 times. Not 12. 8. So if you conduct it into like a monthly type thing, there was 4 months total that he did not put his title on the line. I don't know if that's actually the way it was, but if you just broke it down monthly, per month, whatever. Rhea Ripley is going to be gone a little bit less than that if everything works out well. 3 months. So why is it okay for Roman to go off and not defend his championship but 8 times in a year? But Rhea Ripley, who's only going to be gone for a few months, can't keep her title. She has to vacate. I'm not saying it's misogynistic or anything like that because I don't think that's true, but it doesn't look it doesn't make much sense. Unless it's the kind of surgery or the kind of, rehab or whatever it is that she's going to have to do for it, that she can't be on TV or whatever, or she can't show up at all, then I can understand why, I guess. But I didn't agree with that decision to have her drop it because she could still hold it, and then 3 months later, let's see, where are we? The end of April. She could be back by SummerSlam. I don't get it. But I guess, I don't know, maybe they're thinking because Rhea Ripley is arguably the biggest women's star on the roster right now. And like I said, there's more money in the chase than there is in the actual getting. So maybe they think it'll be better to have Rhea Ripley return as a babyface and have her chase the title that she quote unquote never lost. And who better to do that with than the person that she had a little altercation with, Liv Morgan. Liv has been flirting with the dark side since she came back. And so you could turn Liv full on heel, let her wreak some havoc during the summertime, next coming pay-per-views, and then have Rhea Ripley make her triumphant return end of July, and have her challenge Liv, like I said, for the title that she never lost, and then win it back at SummerSlam and blow the roof off the building. We could do that. As I was talking, that makes more sense as far as business goes. But in kayfabe land, kayfabe country, it didn't make much sense. I was like, but Roman disappears for months on end and he got to keep his title, yada yada. But doing it that way, I can see their understanding in that, if that's the way they're going. Let me see what you guys think. Christine says exactly, it's the trusty old male double standard. I wonder what kind of tournament they will have for the women's title. Would you put the title on Liv? Yeah, I think I would. Do you think she'll leave the Judgment Day? I don't know if I would necessarily have her leave the Judgment Day, or if while she is gone, the Judgment Day breaks up while she's gone. Maybe they can play into the fact that she was the glue of that group that kept them all together. And without her, they all fall apart. Maybe we'll have Damian Priest get aggravated with the others because they have some issues to deal with. Dominic Mysterio lost once again 2 WrestleManias in a row to his dad, Ray. You have Finn Balor, and he's lost. He helped him and Damian, of course, Damian lost that too, but Finn played a part in them losing the tag team championships at WrestleMania. And then you have JD McDonough, who loses every single match that dude seems to be in. You have all of them losing to Ricochet a couple times over the past couple weeks. So I think we could just have the Judgment Day implode while she's gone, and she doesn't even have to be a part of it. She comes back the end of summer for SummerSlam, and she doesn't have the Judgment Day anymore, but she treks on. We'll see. Christine says if she turns babyface, I would think she'd want to stay away. I see the issues with Finn wanting to take over. Yeah. Finn Balor, after they kicked Edge out of the group, it was perceived that Finn Balor was the leader of the Judgment Day. But lately, he's been losing. And Damian Priest has been winning. Damian Priest is, in fact, your World Heavyweight champion. So, of course, he would perceive that he is the leader. So, I don't know what they'll actually do, but we could play into a little bit of, disgruntlement with the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley being the glue, and it all falls apart when she's gone. Who knows? All right, let me see. Okay. All right, my friend Tim says that he's not feeling well. So guys, wish him well. Hope you feel better soon, my friend. And I still don't think I have any. Nope. No word on Alora yet. Okay. Well, we'll keep going on. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best to save that for her, but if she doesn't make it, then that's okay. Let me see. We had a really good Intercontinental Championship match last night in Montreal. Sami Zayn, the hometown hero, all around good guy, put his title on the line against Chad Gable. It was a good match. I enjoyed every minute of it. And then at the very end, while Sami is celebrating ringside with his family, Chad Gable officially turns heel and attacks Sami Zayn. So, it looks like we have a bad boy Chad Gable. So, the era of the Shoosh is now over. Where is it? There it is. No. So, Chad Gable's bad. And I can see this thing with Sami Zayn lasting a little bit longer. In my opinion. When's the next pay-per-view? Is it Backlash? Well, usually in the past, the Backlash matches have been just the WrestleMania rematches. The losers getting another chance. But I don't think they're going that way this time. So, I would have Sami Zayn defend against Chad Gable again. But Chad's bad this time. And I would put the title on Chad Gable. Let him see what he could do with it. I don't know. Gosh. I don't know if that's the right decision, though, because Sami Zayn beat Gunther. I don't know what you would do. I don't know who you would have win. I don't know how soon Sami should put his title on the line against Chad. I don't know if I would rip it off of Sami that quickly. Because here's the thing. The Intercontinental Championship has a very special place in my heart. And over the last 10 years, I've been very aggravated with the way that title had been presented. The Miz did a really good job with it back in 2016. Him and Dolph Ziggler. I love that. But other than that, the Intercontinental Championship didn't really mean much. And then the ring general, Gunther, came around and he won that title. And he had it for 666 days. And he made that title feel important. He made that title feel as elevated as the World Heavyweight Championship. It was one of the titles. He made it feel prestigious. He made it feel important. He made it feel like it was an actual prize, not just an afterthought. So, with all that being said, do you want the Intercontinental Championship to going back to feeling like a nothing title that people play hot potato with? I don't know if that's what we should do. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like the long title reigns, that they think it's boring. They get disinterested, whatever. But I think that these long title reigns that people have had has done the company a whole lot of good in the past couple years. Complain as you might about Roman Reigns and how often he defends the title, and I know I kind of did a while ago, but not really like, oh, they should have done it this way, but more of that was more of Roman Reigns did this, why can't Rhea? That was the point, not that the decision to have Roman hold it for so long was bad. That's not what I mean. Roman Reigns made his title feel important. And every time he showed up on that show, you paid attention because Roman Reigns was there. He had that title for 3.5 years. Cody's story couldn't be finished without that title. It was a big deal to beat Roman Reigns. You have Gunther, who is just a absolute monster in that ring. It was a big deal to beat Gunther. It would have been a big deal to beat Rhea Ripley. The long title reigns made the matches, made those titles feel very important. I don't want it to go back and diminish again. So let's just see what they do. All right, let's see. Christine wants Sammy to keep it. That was a good match until Chad went stupid. Yeah. Do you think Otis will turn also? What would you do with Otis? They tried to turn Otis heel before and it just didn't work because everybody loves Otis. I don't know what you would do with Otis. For the past couple weeks, since Chad Gable initially lost his match with Gunther, and then when he lost in that gauntlet match with Sami Zayn, they have strategically been removing Chad more and more away from the Alpha Academy. Sometimes you'll see him backstage with them every once in a while, but not a whole lot, and he's not like involved in their storylines anymore. So I would just totally sever that completely, and Chad Gable just totally rejects the Alpha Academy and abandons them. That's what I would do. Otis is like, Willow, yeah, it's too difficult to hate on Otis. Love some Otis around here. Okay. All right, I don't think that she's going to be ready to come on. All right, guys. Well, I've been going for a little over an hour, so I'm going to save the other topics that I had for tonight. I'm going to save it for Alora when she can be here. I definitely want to get her take on the Bloodline story with the debut of Tama Tonga. I want to talk about Jade Cargill and Bianca with her. So if you guys can be patient over the next few days, maybe we can do something this weekend and have a little show and talk about those things in a few days. So for now, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all so much for joining me, for being here with me and talking wrestling. It's been a lot of fun. Make sure that you guys tell your friends about us on Peaches and Power Bombs. We have some exciting things around the bend that I'm thrilled about. So keep an eye on the page for those things. But until then, make sure you guys stay peachy. Bye. Good night, sweet peach. It's time to go. Good night.